Hey guys, my partner is chronically ill. We're gonna talk about that.
Yes. This is really off topic, but this little guy is kind of important. He's smoking a cigar that I made him, and I took
So fucking
multiple pictures, and they should be on screen as I speak. And if they're not, Mr. Editor Man, what did you do wrong?
They are definitely on screen.
You're like crying in the bathroom. They're on screen!
No, but we wanted to kind of talk about... So the topic of this video is a little bit, like, it's a little weird, I guess. Okay, so we wanted to talk about how, like... So, with my partner's chronic illness, like, obviously, like, it disables them, but, like, it also gives them kind of, like...
Cool perks.
Weird, cool things they can do.
I think the coolest one that I can think of just right off of the top of my head is like the no heat. Okay,
they need way more background knowledge than what do you even have?
I have FND, functional neurological disorder. It's also known as conversion disorder, but that's like the old medieval type name. You don't call it that no more unless you're mean.
It's a medieval.
It's medieval.
The medieval term is mass hysteria.
Well, the medieval term is mass hysteria.
There is a vast, interesting history on the medical condition known as functional neurological disorder, but we will not be getting into that in this video.
Dude, that sounds like so much knowledge to know and like learn. And like as much as I love learning about my chronic illness, like I just like, do I have the mental capacity to do that? Probably not. I don't think I do. But that's not the point. That's not the point of what we're talking about today. So with functional neurological disorder, literally anything and everything could be wrong, but like it's not. Let me first.
It's there and it's not. It's on and it's off. It goes bump in the night and it sleeps like a baby. Otherwise, it's like a fucking.
It's hot and it's cold. No, basically, it's my brain does not know how to communicate with the
body.
Yeah. The body. It's a hardware problem, not a software problem.
No, it's a software problem, not a hardware problem. Okay, you know what? Okay, here. Basically, it's in the name. Functional neurological disorder. So, their neurological system, meaning like their brain and their nerves and all that jazz, is functional. It is not damaged. There is nothing, quote unquote, wrong with it that you can see in imaging like you can with like multiple sclerosis or cerebral palsy or like other shit like that. I don't think cerebral palsy is a nerve disease. I don't quote me on that. Anyway,
it's something wrong with their cerebellum.
I see. Well, okay, well that too, because like you can't see anything wrong with the brain either. Long story short, there's nothing wrong with the neurological system, meaning like the nerves and the brain and all that jazz that you could see through imaging, like multiple sclerosis or CP or something like that. But for whatever reason, even though those parts are seemingly like healthy and structurally sound, they're not in working order. Like they don't communicate correctly. So a really common line is it's a software problem, not a hardware problem. And I'm gonna put a link to, I think it's called fnd.org, but there's a really good like FND advocacy group that does a lot better information. I'm gonna put a link to that in the description.
Yes. I think it's not fun having a chronic illness. It's not like ideal. It's not like what I wished for. I didn't like walk around being like, ooh, I hope I get chronically ill at 17 years old. Ooh, it's exactly what I want for my birthday. No, it just kind of happened, and it kind of starts different for everybody, but, you know. How did mine start? It started with my eyes was the first noticeable.
No. That was, no, okay, yours is like complicated. Okay, yours is complicated because it's one of those things where, like, there was like a bunch of signs early on, but like we didn't like count them as signs. We just didn't really like pay attention to them because we thought it was just like weird quirks about your body. Only when they started like accumulating did we be like, huh. pursue something. We should probably pursue something here.
Well, they thought it was a brain tumor for a hot second because the big noticeable sign was my vision and was how I just lost all peripheral.
Oh, no, I know what you're saying. Okay, that was the big... Okay, so they also have, like, a really fast heart. That's like the only like medical thing they have going on that like doesn't really have to do with their FND, at least as far as I've researched. Like their heart just like beats naturally really fast, and they have heart spikes. So they would like fall over a lot from that. So basically a lot of the things we would just kind of be like, oh, it's probably a part of the heart problem, probably a part of like this nondescript heart problem. But then their eyes, they started losing their peripheral vision, and to this day they still don't have peripheral vision. They basically have like my boyfriend's actually partially blind. He has like blinders basically on the sides of his eyes. So that was kind of the first issue that was like kind of really recognized as like, okay, wait, this has like nothing to do with a heart problem.
Yeah, that was like the first like, what? That's not what
The fuck?
Yeah, that was kind of one of the first, like, oh no, that's not good. So with that came other things, such as they originally thought, oh, it's probably just a brain tumor or something.
It's probably just a brain tumor. No,
it's
just the way that was phrased.
They hoped it wasn't a brain tumor. Like, you know, they're like, it might be, it might not be. Gosh, diddly dang darn it. Surprise, we don't know. And so with that, they were like, we're going to run tests. And I was like, okay, run test. And so they ran tests, and they were like, so you don't have a brain tumor. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And then they ran blood tests, and they're like, so you don't have diabetes. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, too. And then they ran more tests, and they were like, okay, we have absolutely no idea what the fuck's wrong with you, but it's not this. And then I started having non-epileptic seizures, but we did not know. So they monitored me overnight to see if they were epileptic, and they weren't. And so I started seeing a neurologist on a more regular basis, and he was like, oh, yeah, no, it's probably this. But we have to get one more thing knocked out of the way before we can officially say that it is this thing. And I can't remember what that last thing was.
I think it wasn't MS.
It was not MS.
It was not like...
It was never MS.
Yeah, no. They never... Okay, it's one of those things where you have a lot of... Okay, FND has like a lot of crossover symptoms of MS, but your like final neurologist explained that the reason why they never like... that like they've like kind of been keeping an eye on that for like the whole process, and it just didn't seem very likely. It wasn't really fitting with like the pattern of MS.
It was not.
Yeah.
So after that, they were just like, all right. I remember I cried after they told me. I cried forever, and I got so upset, and I got so depressed.
He explained it so badly.
I did?
No, because he explained it so badly.
He did explain it really badly. He basically told me I was, like, crazy. And my...
That's not exactly true.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing about FND is that it's, like, pretty under-researched, I guess. Like, I don't know if that's the right term, but, like, long story short... Again, this is, like, stuff that, like, the website I'm gonna link can explain, like, a lot better, or, like, other sources can explain a lot better, but basically doctors have, like, kind of a hard time explaining it in a way that isn't, oh, you're psychosomatic, but, like, that's not what it is.
Yeah, so it was really upsetting, and a big thing that a lot of people don't tell you about getting diagnosed with a chronic illness is... It's kind of seen as literally like a grieving period. It's like, oh, you're sad now because, oh my gosh, what's that one TikTok audio where it's like, what do I win? A sad feeling. That's exactly how I would describe it.
A sad feeling.
Like, you're happy that you finally have this diagnosis, but you still just have this sad feeling inside. You're just kind of like, damn, my feelings a little bit hurt. Ooshy, ouchie, my bony bones.
I think it's also, an experience that's like specific to those who developed a chronic illness like later in life. When I say later in life, I mean like not as like a child, like 17, like late teenager. Like you like have like a lot of memories. You have like a lot of life experience not being chronically ill. Like you know what it's like to live without a chronic illness, and you kind of have to like grieve like you're never gonna have that back.
Yes, it's very upsetting. And it can be really hard to cope with at first. But after that, you do eventually learn, ow! Oh, that's hot wax on my hand.
Ezzy.
Oh my god.
Are you
Ow.
okay?
No. Let's turn off the audio.
And friends, that's an excellent segue into another symptom of FND. Ezzy, would you care to explain your weird fucking heat tolerance?
I can't feel heat correctly, and so I think everything is not hot. And then I get into situations like the one you just heard, where I have like part of my finger I think is bleeding. I can't tell.
Oh, jeez, wait, let me see.
I can't tell. It's red wax.
Well, let me see.
I don't know. I can't tell that it's not good.
Basically, they can withstand really high temperatures. They regularly wash their hands in like
boiling hot water.
That's not boiling. They like regularly wash their hands in like steaming hot water. Like there's like no cold mixed in. It's literally just hot water. It's literally just hot water, and they can like touch, and they'll like take a piece of food out of like a burning hot pan and just like eat it, that kind of thing. But the catch is they're still fucking human. They're not like an X-Man. So they still get burned, and it hurts when it burns, but like they don't have like the luxury of being able to like tell when something is going to burn. You know, they don't have that slow build warning.
I also can't tell when things are cold, too. And that's like the biggest, like I don't like cold drinks because when I touch it, it doesn't feel cold, but as soon as it's in my mouth, it's very cold and I'm like, ah!
Oh yeah, okay, wait, they don't like eat stuff from a hot pan. They can pick stuff up from a hot pan, because that's the other thing. The inside of their mouth, that's like, the skin in there is a lot more tender. It's like a different kind of skin. So this doesn't apply to the inside of their mouth. So, like, they'll like, yeah, like they said, like, they'll like pick up a cold drink and be like, oh yes, my room temperature drink, and then they'll like drink it and it'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it can be very startling, so I often don't like cold drinks, and Elliot thinks I'm clinically insane for it. But that's fine.
Chronically ill? No, clinically insane.
But that's always very fun. Or what else is there? The coolest perk about being chronically ill that no one should take.
That's so wrong.
I did. Don't take advantage of this because it's not right. I just don't be like this. But I have a service dog, and he helps me out a lot.
No, this could lead to bad things. Don't fake a service dog.
Don't fake a service dog. It's not worth it.
Also, like, I don't know if this is like an unpopular opinion or something, but like, you can still fake a service dog if you're disabled. Like,
yeah, you can.
Just needing a service dog, like qualifying for one, doesn't mean you have one. There's like tea on that with like people in our lives and shit, but we're not gonna get into that because we're polite. We're polite people.
There's so much to unpack there that I just don't want to. I'm so lazy. But I have a service dog. He's my best friend. He's such a good boy. He's a little poodle. Picture of him now, right there. Look at him.
Bada bing.
Look at that dapper boy. Look at him in his little bow tie and his little gear. Oh man, look at he go. But he's probably the coolest thing that I really got out of the chronic illness. But I gotta say, please don't fake it. Don't fake a service dog. That's not right. I got him because I genuinely needed help, and I trained him myself, and it took a long time to get him to where he is now, and it was an experience that I would definitely do again, but don't fake a service dog. Please, you will put so many other people in harm's way, especially the dog, because you don't know how your dog is going to react to stress. Well, you might, but not everybody does. And it takes a lot of time to train a service dog, and there's a lot of effort, and slapping a vest on your dog does not automatically make them a service dog.
Yeah, no.
I jokingly also use the word like, ooh, look at my perks for disability, more or less just to cope with it, or just because it's funny. I don't, like, these aren't actually perks, they're just my life.
Yeah, no, I don't think it, like, should be, I don't think it's, like, considered a, because that's, like, the thing, too. It's different when you say it's a perk, but, like, there are actually, people, like, able-bodied people who actually call these things perks. It's, like,
it's not.
No, you wouldn't, like, that's like saying, like, having, like, a teacher is a perk. Like, well, no shit, how the fuck else would you learn how to read? Like, that kind of thing. Like, it's like, just, yeah, it's a fucking necessity.
Yes, my dog helps me a lot, and it was really cool. He is a poodle, and he's my little baby. His name is Emmy. It stands for medical equipment. His name is literally the letters M-E, and he is my baby. But he's a pretty cool dude. But like we said, us saying that it's perks is more of just like a joking matter. Please, it's not really. It's just how we exist. It's just how I exist, honestly. What else? What else do I like? I think the cool thing that I really like is being able to, like, decorate my arm crutches.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I like doing that. That's really fun.
They have, like, troubles in mobility, so they have those, like, forearm crutches. I'll put, like, a picture of them.
It makes me look like I have polio, but I don't.
So, like, you know what we're talking about. And it's fun to decorate those. They have, like, beaded candy and stuff like that.
I absolutely love candy. My friend makes it for me because I'm awful at making candy, and I absolutely love putting candy on my crutches, and I like to decorate them, and I have these cool little cows that I put at the bottom, and they, like, just protect the little rubber parts of my arm crutches. It's just really nice to be able to, like it's not, like, fully customized thing, but it's nice to have my own little touch to it. It's like, these are mine, and I can make it my style. Yeah. And it's really nice to be able to do that sometimes. Yeah. Okay, not being able to tell hot and cold is really weird because when I am able to feel it, like if it's winter, I feel it intensely. It is not warm at all. It is so awfully cold.
It's weird. Like, you're also, like, really temperature sensitive. Like, you'll, like, wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I'm dying. I need to turn on the fan. I'm so fucking hot. And it's like room temperature.
Yeah, exactly. That is also, like, the downside. Let's think of a downside to everything I've just said. Okay, downside to having a service dog. People think that you're all of a sudden, like, they're entitled to touch your dog as soon as you put him in a vest. That's not, no.
Privacy in public, a myth.
That does not exist.
Yeah, privacy in public, dead.
Gone,
out the window.
You don't get that. No, none. You walk around with arm crutches, everybody stares at you. You don't know.
Oh yeah, and then if you put down the arm crutches, everyone's like, "The fuck?"
You're faking, obviously.
Do you need them or not? What's wrong with you?
You're clearly faking. Can't you tell?
You fucking, especially with F&D, because like,
some days are better than others with F&D.
Yeah, like especially with F&D, because it's a software problem. You have it's one of those things, like, these problems are just really amplified too with functional neurological disorder because it's at times an invisible disability. The way it works, I hope this makes sense, but, like, the symptoms kind of, like, come and go, I guess, like, in, like, cycles, patterns, flare-ups, that kind of thing. So, like, sometimes they'll go to a place and they'll be, like, on their arm crutches virtually the whole time and, like, having kind of a rough time and trying not to, like, pass out and shit. And then they'll go to, like, the same place, like, tomorrow and literally be, like, running around with full mobility. And, like, if, like, the same employee is there, they'll just be like, the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah, no, that's also another thing. Or, what else is there? There's, I think the biggest thing is I'll have people try and take my candy from my, like, arm crutches.
They will?
Yeah, if I, like, set them down to, like, go to the bathroom, like, I will literally be in a bathroom stall and someone will see it and just be like, that candy, my candy. It's like, no, please. And at first most of the time, they don't even realize that it's, like, attached to arm crutches. So they're thinking, oh, they just hung it up. I can very easily sneak this out of the bathroom stall without them being able to catch me before I run away. But no. That's also funny because, like, they grab it and then they, like, go to, like, quickly get it out. And then they're like, oh my god, wait, what the fuck?
You've never told me about this. That's so rude.
It is. It's just kind of what happened.
What do you say?
This has only happened once, and I literally went, what the fuck? And they immediately put it back after they realized what it was. I was like, why would you do this?
What did they say?
Nothing. They laughed. I don't even know who it was, but why would they? I was like, why? I wasn't even mad because it was just so bizarre. Like, I was so confused. Like, I felt like I was in a dream. It, like, was so unreal. I was like, what? Why did you do that? What compelled you to do that? Or, what else is there? There's, Oh, my spaced out. That's also another thing. I spaced out a lot, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
That has nothing to do with Evan either.
That
Just
has
spacey.
nothing. He's a spacey little boy. What was our worst, like, access issue?
Worst access issue? Ooh, okay, that's like... What, an access issue? Well, wait, okay, let's like, revise it to, like, worst, like, disability in public moment.
Yeah.
Shit, what was that?
I don't know. We've had a pretty decent amount.
Oh, dude, the guy at the mall who called Kat and I a punk ass bitch.
That because I wouldn't let you guys fucking pet. Because
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. Okay, so basically we were like about to leave the mall, but Ezzy and Kat weren't doing so hot. They weren't doing so hot. They both had to sit down, then take a moment, and we had Emmy with us, the dog. So we're just sitting on the floor of the mall, vibing, waiting for like everyone's legs to start working again.
Mm-hmm. I'm also at this moment getting DPT from my dog.
DPT is deep pressure therapy. It helps with psychological needs like anxiety and stuff, but it also helps with like aches and pains and shit like that.
Yeah. So he's performing, DPT, like the good boy he is. And so this like middle-aged man comes up to us and he's like, "Oh, look at the little puppy." And my friend, Kat, looks at him and goes, "He's working right now, sir. Can you please not bug him?" And he goes,
"Oh, yeah. Also, this guy is standing... Also, this guy is, like, fucking huge. Like, that sounds, like, really rude, but, like, he's literally, like, large. He's literally, like, just large. He's tall and wide, very intensely. And he's standing literally, like, 2 feet away from us. Like, his toe is almost touching my knee."
Yes. And so... my friend goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, he's working. Can you please not do that?" And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he goes, "Can I pet it?" And my friend goes, "No, he's working."
What the fuck?
"No, he's working." And
also, our friend right now, like, looks, like, scary, but, like, in a fun way. Like, they're, like, decked out in, like, full fucking, like, punk makeup, and they have, like, they have, like, a candy bralette, and, like, there's, like... and like their hair's all done up in a bandana and shit. Like they're not taking. They're like, oh yeah, and they have like their platform boots too. Like they're not taking shit.
They're not. And so he's like, "Why? He's not doing anything right now." And we're like, "He is working. He's very clearly doing something." What about?
Even if it looks like he's not doing. Yeah, it looks like he's not doing anything. But number one, he is. Number two, who the fuck cares? He could need to do something any second.
Yeah. So the guy just kind of looks at us, and he just keeps asking and like interrupt and like talking over us and stuff like that. And so finally, Elliot's just like, "I mean, to be fair, he's like, you guys are so rude. You guys are so mean for not letting him pet the dog." And so Elliot goes, "To be fair, you are like the middle-aged man hovering over like 3 clearly young teenagers, getting mad at them because they're not letting you pet."
I know. I was like, okay, you know what? I kind of was looking at him. I was like, okay, you're clearly the weird one in this situation.
Yeah, and he didn't really like that, and so he called us a punk ass bitch.
He's like, "You little punk ass." He like walked away. He got so mad. He was like, "You walked away, you little punk ass bitches."
I mean, what is he gonna do? What was he going to do? Be like, "Oh, my feelings are so hurt." Like. Call the police on us? Oh no. The police that know my dog is a service dog and will kick his ass out? Okay, sure, do that. Didn't he threaten to do that? And I just was like, what?
I don't remember that, but that could have happened.
I don't know. I know that it was just not a good time.
That's
it was very annoying.
Kind of adventures you have with the service dog. I think that was also the same day Kat collapsed in the middle of the candy shop, and one of the employees walked up to her and was like, "You're blocking the way. Do you mind doing that somewhere else?" I was just like,
Yes, I do mind doing that somewhere else.
I didn't choose to do this anyway. I didn't choose to do this at all, let alone here in this spot.
Exactly. I was like, alright. They literally said, "You're me in the way." That's literally what they did. They looked in the mirror and said, "I'm going to cause nothing but chaos today." And then they fell right in the middle of the candy store. No, that's not what they did. Though, that honestly, if you do that, that's so elegantly planned out. Wait, can you not?
Wait. I know. You want to talk about quote-unquote disability perks? The fucking elaborate jokes you can make.
Oh my gosh.
Remember the fucking... The fucking... Will I get a discount if I have a seizure incident?
Oh my gosh. Yes. We were at this one store, and I joke a lot about stuff with my friends, and so I'm sitting there, and I kind of just look at my friend, and I go, do you think if I have a seizure in this store, they'll give me a discount? And this couple was walking by us, and they were like, I don't know, but you shouldn't try it. And so we start laughing, but like, you know, I don't get to like pick or choose when I have a seizure. So I end up having one, and that couple,
right after that.
Yeah, right after that, and that couple comes back to see me on the floor seizing, and they're like, like scared because they're witnessing this like 17-year-old have a seizure on the floor. So, yeah, that's like my favorite thing that ever happened to me. And we now quote that quite often, and I say it a lot now, and I scare a lot of employees by accident because I realize they're right next to me, but it's right after I say it, and it's too late for me to be like, oh, well, fuck.
I remember when you spaced out like so fucking hard. You spaced out like so fucking hard that you said like your joke. Do you think I'll get a discount? Because that's like an in joke too. You spaced out so fucking hard that you said that, like, you not only said that the second an employee walked into an aisle in which we were the only people there, but you made direct eye contact with him and said that. And he was like, that was like the first thing you heard when he walked in that aisle. And he's like, and you're like, I did not mean to say that directly to you. I'm so sorry.
We got ramen. That has nothing to do with the story. But we did end up getting ramen that day. Oh my gosh, ramen sounds so good, doesn't it? Sound good.